Why is it not letting me? There we go. There we go. Afternoon, boys. Let people them jump in. It's about 300 degrees, that mug of coffee. Let's talk about the markets. Oh, I can't see the chat, bro. What the fuck? Why can't I see the chat? Can't see the chat on my Streamlabs. Oh, this is calm. What do you think of GJ? Good question. At the moment, realistically, in terms of GJ, I mean, like what I've been saying recently, they've both been bearish currencies. Today we had the cut of interest rates, which is expected and bullish for the pound on print, but we should start seeing the pound weakness come at some point. I'm anticipating next week we're going to start seeing that pound coming down due to the cut of interest rates. I'm going to have to look at the chat from my phone. But yeah, in terms of GJ, at the moment, good buys. I mean, good buys. The yen's not strong at all. Good positions this morning was UJ and EJ, we noticed, during London, but it looks like GJ today has been beautiful, but obviously news trading is not what you really want. Realistically, I still want to see the EU come down, EG come down. Actually, to be fair, EG's calm. EG's sweet. It comes to the Pro 50, took the Friday low, and it moved deeper into our daily imbalance, which is what we want to see, right? We've had the lovely fill of the 50% now, so I really want to come down and see external be taken. We'll have to confirm bias, of course, but that's really what we've got to do for today and tomorrow. But that news come out just as expected. 25 basis point cut by the BOE. Unemployment's come out for the US dollar. Let's have a little look at that come out, because that's quite important right now as well. Yeah, come out higher than expected, so even more bearish for the dollar. One of the things that's been really good in the US this year, the only real good thing, is the strong labour market. And we've seen it through NFP, the last unemployment, and this unemployment, that we've just had very weak data come out of the US. EG seriously been a little minx this week, trust me, it's been a minx. But now we've got more of a sort of a bias for the euro and a bias for the pound. I think EG is going to start being lovely. I think I do want to see the retracements, of course, at some point. I would monitor the 15-minute and above, really, for us to actually start having that move back up to the upside. We've had the trade through the 15. Let's just get the creation of this 15-minute fair value gap here. So just a complete 15-minute candle here. We'll give that, 12 minutes until that's formed. And then we'll see how this fair value gap reacts to price. Again, we are trading just after news. And my main move I want to see come back to this imbalance. Preferably continue up higher due to my main bias on EG, which would be bullish. Yeah, we've got to see a flip on the lower, right? We've got to see a flip on the lower. Weak pound. Yes, I want to see a weak pound. Really come in next week. What do you think of GJ? Yeah. Yes, Stu, what we saying, bro? Yes, Slaps. Yes, Chris, what we saying, boys? Boys, if you're in the YouTube, man, say yo. I'm not actually live on TikTok today, so it's just the YouTube. If you're in it, boys, say yo. I want to see everyone say yo. First time viewer, could you break down your approach? Of course I can, my boy. My approach to the market, I've got two main, obviously, types of analysis. One is that fundamental side, and then the other side is that technical side, obviously the one that most people use. My approach to the market is a little bit more of a laid-back approach, people will say. The reason why, especially in these markets, is because it's so hard to win in the FX markets. People don't realise you have to ride with the wave, and that doesn't just mean the trend on your particular time frame. That means you want to be where big money is also at, right? Because the only way you can really have a big move in these markets is if you're moving with volume, right? That's the only way. So you've got to realistically think the same way as an institutional trader. How do institutional traders trade? Mainly on a fundamental perspective. So fundamental for me is so key. Many reasons why I've saved myself this year of so many losses. In terms of my technical analysis, this will be my Asia liquidity strategy. So obviously you've probably heard the ALG strat. Very simple. Asia high, Asia low is our liquidity. Depending on how Asia reacted, we want a fair accumulation through Asia. And then I'll see London session sweep the high, or European session, could be early. And then come and sweep the low. And I'll be pretty much looking for this liquidity move from the high to the low in this example, or could be from the low to the high. I want to be riding that with bias, which isn't always easy, especially when Asia session has a big move, just like this morning. Nothing we can really get in on here. The shorts possibly, but you got to bear in mind when you're looking for the entry of those trades, they're coming about 10 o'clock. So very late in that kill zone. And really, yeah, I mean, currency bias is so key for me in terms of fundamentals. Right now, main higher time frame bias, we've got Euro the strongest. We've then got the DXY, and then the weakest at the moment is the pound. These two for me are the weakest currencies on a higher time frame, more of a sort of a macro perspective. And then when it comes to the Euro, very strong data and to be honest, unbelievable data coming out of EU. The EU. My main positions for me in the near future, week to a month, I'm really looking for EU longs, and I'm also looking for EG longs. Oh. These are the positions I'm pretty much hunting for. Today did obviously signal that we did have the cut of rates by the BOE. That is 25 basis points, cut down from, I think, 3.5, was it? No, I cut down from, sorry, I'm thinking of fucking EU. Cut down from 4.25 down to obviously 4 basis points. So we're sitting a little bit low to US interest rates, which obviously makes us a little bit less investable from that perspective than the US. US are looking to cut interest rates in September the 17th. So we've still got a little bit of time of a higher interest rate decision, or interest rate number from the Fed than the UK. So recently from that front, I definitely think we're going to see a stronger dollar than pound. Hence why I do, on my list of strongest to weakest, I do have my DXY in the middle, and then I have the pound at the bottom. Those cut of interest rates sooner than the US really shows how badly they need this interest rate cut, which has been done now. And I think we're going to have a fair few more cuts coming as well. I think this is now a cut cycle. So now we're going from 4.25 probably back down to about 3.5% interest rates, which realistically the US want to have quite similar. In fact, they want to drop it by about 2 whole basis points. So Trump really wants to see that 4.5% figure all the way down to 2.5% interest rates, which bearing in mind is just above the ECB. ECB's interest rates, I believe, is 2.15, yep. So the cut of those interest rates would make the pound have the higher interest rates. I feel like that is going to be later on in the year, something to really be worried about in about Q4. But between now and Q4, I want to see that stronger euro, the weak pound, and then somewhat of a cumulative dollar, depending on obviously what other data comes out of the US. But obviously inflation's pretty high over in the US. So that's the thing that's making interest rates quite hard to cut. Because in order to have a cut of interest rates, you need to have inflation come down if inflation is high. In the US, they've got high inflation, so it is difficult to cut. If you have quite high inflation and then low interest rates, that is not a balanced economy, and that will probably damage the US a little bit. Bear in mind, the person who is going to come into that Fed governor role, bearing in mind you're going to see, we've already seen Powell step down from the job. We're really going to start seeing For me, a definite cut, because whoever the fuck Trump's going to put into that position is going to listen to Trump. Is going to be an advocate who wants lower interest rates, right? So I can see that cut happening in September. So from now to the 17th of September, that is sort of my bias. Long euro, long weak pound. Those interest rates decisions will make the pound a little bit more stronger due to the interest rates in the UK. But yeah, exactly what Stu said. For me, EG longs could be absolutely beautiful tomorrow. Let's just hope we can get a nice entry. Yeah, EG long tomorrow are going to be orny. Absolutely orny. Yes, Bigfoot, what's good, bro? Yes, Luke, what we saying, bro? What we look out for tomorrow? I'm EG, really, boys. So I'll be on the free chat Discord call in the morning for the pre-London. So it'll be a free pre-London. Anyone in the Discord can come and join me. Something I normally do in front of the members every day. So we will be discussing positions there. EU, EG, something that is definitely at the front of my mind at the moment. If positions come, it's a different story, but we'll see tomorrow morning. And sort of how we finish off tonight is going to be quite key. But it was lovely to see EG come down and have that bit of the rebalance, because we've seen EG be bullish for quite a long time. And I did want to see a deeper rebalance into this 50% of this fair value, because 50% is obviously what we really dictate as a good mitigation and an efficient mitigation. So it's good that we've come into that 50% before having that move to the external. That's our anticipation. That's what we're looking for. So we'll have a little look tomorrow on how that actually reacts. No CRT on the daily for us really here. Yeah, Stewie dropping freeze. Full port EG long tomorrow. No cap. Oh, dude. Someone just knocking my fucking door, bruv. Who the fuck is this cunt at my door? Who the fuck is this cunt just at my door in like a drill bit? I might go in there and just fucking bang him. You fucking knobhead. I might just go out there and just top him in. Who wears that, bruv? It's like really shit weather outside and you're wearing a fedora. Tell me why you're outside looking like Frank Sinatra. Why the fuck? Who wears a fedora hat, yeah? And I thought, you know what? I'm going to put a gilet on as well. Get the fuck away from my house, brother. Get yourself beaten to shit. About fedora. Get out of my ass with that shit, brother. About someone's at my front door, bro. Innit? Is he? That's Heisenberg. Bro, that could have been Indiana Jones. Bro, if he just had a satchel, bro, that is Indiana. No cap. Indiana Jones. What the fuck is Brody on? Like, what is he on? Oh, XRP. How even is XRP doing? It's just... I'm sure it's had a rebalance since the hype. Yeah, massive rebalance. Oh, this is market cap. So we went from, what, 216 billion market cap back down to 180. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's a big depletion. What is XRP actual price, though? I don't want to see a market cap. Sorry, was this chart made? Oh, it's XRP 2025. Why is there a chart just for 2025, bro? Actually, that's quite useful, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it's quite useful. $3. Bro, get the fuck out. Could you go through G a hard time? For sure, bro. Is unemployment claims usually important news? Absolutely. The thing is that makes up an economy, boys, is labour, right? Monetary and fiscal policy. So they're the things that sort of make up an economy, right? What I mean by fiscal, this is going to be such a long and boring explanation. Put it this way, it's all about interest rates, inflation, growth, GDP, and labour market. That's like the four main things that come into an economy to make it balanced. So in terms of unemployment claims, if you ask that, is it important? Yes. But you got to bear in mind that in the US we've got a lot of labour data. We've got unemployment, claims. We've got claimant count. We've got NFP. NFP come out very weak. NFP is the main labour news really. Unemployment claims still important. What we saw from the US unemployment claims today, we was expected a higher by about 6k, I think, unemployment, but I think it rose by like 12k or some shit, or like 11k. So yeah, very high unemployment over in the US. Bearing in mind they're getting lower interest rates, so that may sort of ease that economy a little. But again, inflation's a little bit too high. I don't see massive upsides to the dollar at the moment, to the US economy soon. So I'm still really bearish dollar. We might even see a more bearish dollar than pound. We'll see, because I think there's a lot of talks around what our interest rate's going to be for the dollar. Are they actually going to have a full 2 basis point move, which would be 2% knocked off in interest rates. So interest rates will go from 4.5 to 2.5, which would be nuts. Their interest rates will be closer to the ECBs and the BOEs, which is crazy to think. So a bit of skepticism around that. What's your thoughts on XRP, mates? I don't know, man, to be honest with you, boys. For me, stuff like XRPs, like stocks, you've really got to look at the whole operation of how XRP works. I ain't got a fucking clue. Like I said, the same way you look at stocks. If you look at stocks, you've got to analyse the whole company, earnings, employees, and etc. etc. So you kind of got to do the same with the XRP. I've not put any of my brain capacity towards it, so I'd be lying if I had some form of opinion on it. But for me, man, I stay away from crypto. FX will always be my market, realistically. I don't really look at crypto, boys, if I'm being honest. I literally don't. But yeah, let's go through GU higher time frame, because that is quite important. So GU at the moment is very, very bullish on the higher monthly time frame. I want to see a rebalance of GU. Okay, the thing is about the GU is, for me, it's still a little bit more uncertain than like EU, for example, because we've got a much more better bias for the euro than we do for the pound. We've got quite a weakened economy over in the UK, and obviously the euro economy is doing really well. So when you ask about GU and EU, I would say right now your better positions are going to be on EU, just because of the efficiency of the moves. But in terms of GU, for me, it's still at the moment, we are still really confirming, are we mainly bearish or mainly bullish on sort of the daily time frame. This is sort of very similar to EU. So we can see the flip in price we had. Flip started here. We ended up breaking this trading range low. This is our bullish trading range. Broke that low, okay? And now, at this point, we could either come up to a fair value and drop off and then come for the external daily, obviously, which would be a bearish scenario. Or we can trade above this fair value and start continuing the move up. That's if the pound is stronger than the dollar. So I'm just waiting, really, boys. We've got to really see, are we going to continue or if we're going to start reversing. Same thing with VU and DXY. Exact same thing, in fact. We really want to see a closure above here to actually really understand that the price is going to start coming higher and then taking external highs like here on the daily. This is the exact same, but just flipped on the DXY, as you can see. This is the daily we're looking at. We've come into it about 50%. We want to continue, grab the external. If we was continuing, or if we was reversing, continue down, start breaking these daily lows here, right? That's sort of where I'm at with DXY and GU. So, and EU, really. So I want to see how we trade at this point here, right? We're at a really decent point though, because yeah, we can become bullish or become bearish, and this is why you got to be patient. And this is exactly why I say you need to know when you should be trading and when you shouldn't be. We're currently in a higher time frame of PRY. I would love to confirm if we're going to start moving up or down for GU and EU and DXY. Once I've got that confirmation of where we're going, then I can start attacking the markets with potential positions, right? That's the way I look at it, okay? That's the best way to be trading in these uncertain, low-volume markets. But everyone have this daily marked out in the charts. Everyone have this daily. If we pretty much continue up from here, grab externals, we're bullish. If we trade below and start continuing below, we are bearish, okay? So these are the two possible outcomes. And you're probably going to ask me, well, Mace, where the fuck do I get a trade from that? So It's a really good question, actually. Where do you get a trade from that? Once we've started to have the reversal out of here, okay, and the continuation to the upside, that's when we can dictate that we can actually start buying. So we want to see a nice reaction of this fair value and start seeing, like, for example, this high broken and the nice push up to the upside. We want to see a candle closure below here on the daily in order to figure out if we're going to continue bearish. So if you're looking for sells, candle closure here. We're looking for buys, preferably a candle closure above the high of the fair value. Exact same with GU, okay? Sells here if we have a closure below, and then buys if we have a closure above. Exact same on EU. If we close above with a candle, daily candle, we're buying. If we close below, we are continuing down. Okay, that's where I'm at, and we've been in there really for yesterday and today. EG very similar. Like I said, we just dropped down into the daily fair value again for the second time, but even better, we come to the 50%. So for me, that's a much better mitigated fair value gap. So now, again, we could either have a closure above here, okay, the next daily candle, or this one, don't matter. Closure above here, and that will signal we continue to the upside. That's really what I'm looking for. Stronger euro, weaker pound. Or we can continue lower, break these lows, close below the downside of the fair value, and that will signal that we're now trading through that fair value and no longer in that bullish trend. So, yeah, for me right now, the market's in between points of interest. So for the best trades possible, it would be a little bit of a waiting game. I'd say next week is looking really fucking nice. The reason why I say maybe not the rest of this week, like the rest of today, and maybe not massively tomorrow, is because we're still around all of this high impact news. We are very data dependent. We're waiting on a lot of stuff from the markets. Next week, we've got a lot of balls getting thrown at us, right? Claimant count change here in the UK, Tuesday, bang in the morning at 7 AM. Some more 7 AM GDP news on Thursday, as well as core PPI, PPI, and unemployment claims on Thursday. And then obviously we're looking at the core retail sales on Friday for the US, as well as the prelim UOM consumer sentiment later on at 3. So these type of news are quite important, especially for the US traders trading the US currency. Stock traders as well, because we're looking at retail sales and sort of the basic level with inflation. So quite important news coming out next week. But next week for me just looks better for trades. Again, towards the end of the week now, so the low volume that we've already got is going to become even lower. There's not many traders that trade Friday. That's something to bear in mind. Any currency that the devs have a huge amount in escrow is a no from me. Is that the pattern with XRP? The devs just got a fuckload of dough in it. How do you know if the fair value gap is getting respected? Use the lower time frame for that standard daily. So 2 ways I look at it. One, I want a closure on the daily. Okay, so like what I said, close below. If we're, let's go back on EU. I use my EU for an example. So close below, okay, with the next daily candle or this daily candle, in order to actually see the downward move to start, or close above in order for us to obviously signal that it's coming up. Or we can obviously drop to that lower time frame to like the 15-minute and see if we get like a change of character and a break of structure. Both ways is absolutely fine. Normally, if you do have that change of character and a break of structure, you'll probably see a nice reversal move anyway. But yeah, that's where we are at. You can see EU's at a lovely fill of that imbalance and started to have a little reversal now. Potentially shaping up for some CRT for tomorrow as well, if we do end up closing below the yesterday's daily high, which will be very, very optimal. And then potentially looking for continuations of EU sells. Obviously, like I said, my main positions are EU buys and EG buys, but I'm not looking to jump into those just yet. I'm looking for the most optimal position for my trades. I cannot be buying above the Friday 50. Never, ever, ever. If I ever do that, I must be ill. Someone just murder me where I stand. All right? Never want to be buying above the premium. If you bought at Asia low, you are going to get... Okay, I just realized I'm not even on TikTok, so I can't actually just say it. You're going to get fingered hard, okay? You're going to get fingered hard. Okay. Hopefully that's allowed on TikTok. YouTube. We will see. But that's where we're at, lads. That's where we're at. So you have 100 billion supply, 36.6 billion in escrow, so they can distribute them in a control manner. No thanks. Basically, they can sell them in a circulation every time the monks pump. Yeah, that's mad. They'll make 10 folds as well, bearing in mind their volume within the coin. Plus, it would crash it for others when they try and sell. See, what that reminds me of is like the thing on like Pump Fund. It reminds me of those little coins. Most of the devs just will have about 40-50% of the supply. She's just shit. You think GJ bullish? At the moment, yeah, bro. We got that weak yen, and today that cut of interest rates was quite positive for the BOE in terms of print. In terms of actual like future movement, it's going to be bearish. But for now, I'd say GJ pretty longs. Shorts, I think it's just a dangerous trade to jump in. There's no need. The yen's not strong at all. The pound's not yet got the weakness that we want from it. So for me, I'd say wait for those positions in terms of GJ shorts. Buys, I wouldn't really go for. I mean, it's difficult, right? Because at the end of the day, the yen and the pound are bearish, really. In terms of the main currency trend, that's sort of how it's going. Indices breakdown. What indices do you want me to break down, brother? I don't trade indices, but yeah, let me know what indices you want me to break down. How's it going, mate? Everything good? Always good, Shane, my boy. How you doing, man? Yeah, it's a long-term pump and dump. Yeah, trust. That's what it sounds like if that is the case, which is mad. Oh, fucking hell. That coffee nearly honestly went everywhere. I'm going to get some new monitors today. That is definitely needed. I'm going to get some new monitors. How much are they on this website? Oh, that's not bad. See, why are some of them way dearer than the others? I don't really understand. Like, how is the quality that much better for that one to cost like 700 quid more than that one? Oh, it's a bigger size. Oh, it's a bigger size. That would be why. Yeah, but can't wait for some new monitors, man. Not gonna lie. Long con pump and dump, yeah, mate. Mate, how do you get your higher time frame bias? What time frame you use? 1 week, 1 day? Well, mainly I'm fundamental bias. That's mainly how it goes. In terms of technical analysis for the higher time frame bias, for more of the macro perspective, it massively depends. I mainly use the daily. I'm an intraday trader. There's no need for me to look at the charts and sort of on like a quarterly to a monthly basis. For that long of a period of time, I would be more looking towards fundamentals and the change in certain economies for buys or sells, depending on the activity of the economy. So at the end of the day, man, mainly daily. But obviously, you will see me on the weekly and monthly time frame sometimes. Just using CRT, it's a 3-candle formation. So maybe sometimes I look at a quarter if CRT is formed. Sometimes I look at like a 3-month period. But mainly I am down to that daily. Dow, let's look at Dow then, brother. Let's look at Dow. Let's go on US 30. Is this the one we really want? We'll stay on Capital.com. Well, at the moment, I would definitely say bullish in terms of fundamentals. Just ignoring the chart for a minute. Just ignoring the chart. Let's not even look at the candles. I would say bullish. My reason why, okay, yes, I do write like a 12-year-old child, and yes, I'm not a 12-year-old child, Jesus Christ, and he said yes to that. But I would say bullish Dow, okay? Main reason why. Wow, look at that W, guys. Really? And I've realised my camera's in the top left, so you can't even see that. Let me move my fucking self over here. Go over there, you fat bastard. That's better. Down a bit. Oh, that'll fucking do. Right, so really for me, bullish. On the Dow. Main reason why, interest rate decision. There will be an interest rate cut in September. And obviously what that is going to bring is lower interest rates. And companies that borrow will benefit from that. Why? Because the money they have to pay back will be less. So a lot of high like tech companies and stuff like that are actually going to smash it. Bearing in mind, Dow Jones is made up of the 30 top tech stocks or just 30 top stocks. I can't actually massively remember. So September 17th, that's going to come through. So for me, I'm bullish until then. Until other things change. The earnings coming out of US have been insane. Like literally most companies in the US have had very good earnings. This year, last year, earnings have been nuts for stocks over in America. I'm not going to lie. Earnings been unreal. Everyone's massively boomed expectations. I think this week we had Disney come out. Disney boomed. What else do we have out? I can't actually mainly remember. But yeah, for me, US stocks bullish. US 30 bullish. NAS 100, which is the top 100 stocks in the US. I would definitely say looking at longs over there. Dow Jones, I'd follow suit. Normally when Dow Jones moves up, we see others move up as well. S&P, I'm not massively sure things about. For me, for the S&P, it's a lot more harder to analyse because of you looking at 500 top companies in the US. So for me, it's a lot harder to actually identify where S&P is going to go. US 30, NAS 100, definitely a lot easier tickers to trade. Boys, give me anything else. Any other currency you boys want to let me know. You want me to identify for you where we're going to move. Boys, give me any chart and I'll identify where price is going from a fundamental and a technical standpoint. Go on, tell me you want to see the price of wheat. Go ahead. Or you want to see the price of rice. Go ahead, bruv. We're going to go through everything. We're not leaving any stone unturned. Is that the word? Unturned. We're not going to leave any stones unturned. Is unturned a word? We're leaving no stone on. Okay. Someone's going to have to help me here. We're not going to leave any stones on. I need help here, boys. We need help here. USD, US dollar against that Zimbabwean dollar. Let's have it from a technical standpoint first. Oh no, sorry, South African ZAR. Sorry, boys. Completely got myself in a chokehold there. I mean, obviously, when we look at any currency against the dollar, when we look at fucking South Africa, for example, it's always going to be bullish, right? It's always going to be bullish, always. So at the end of the day, bullish, 100%. We're going to start seeing the dollar be probably a bit more weaker at the moment, just because of the GBP. And the ECB are definitely way more investable countries at the moment, especially if the US are looking to lower interest rates. A lot more, in order for higher yields in terms of bonds, you would be looking more for government bonds from Germany, France, Italy, etc., etc. 10 years has come down a little bit, so wait for that demand to come through, and you're definitely going to see those really come through. The US 10 years gone up, GB 10 years gone up, German 10 years gone up, mainly because they're not selling as many bonds at the moment. But yeah, we've seen Germany 10 year come down quite a lot in terms of what we saw from the interest rate decision from the BOE, I'm pretty sure, on a bit of a lower time frame perspective. But in terms of the start of the year, we've really seen ourselves come down. Bearing in mind, we had that massive impulse from all European bonds even. So we saw that massive impulse in March, France March, Germany March. And now we've seen it come down a little bit more, the yields, which is a lot more safer for an economy. Bearing in mind, the main reason what is great about the US bond yields coming down, okay, bearing in mind they're at 4.2. This year they've been at like 4.6% for the 10 year. Am I lying? I'm not lying, am I? This year... Oh shit, I'm lying. They've come to like 4.8. So government bonds came to 4.8% on the yield. Pretty much If you invest your money into a government bond on a 10-year, you'll get 4.8% back every single year until that 10 years is up. When that 10 years is up, your original investment will come back into your bank account. The reason why 4.8% is quite high, because the US will have to pay obviously way more yield back on the money they borrow. Government bonds is essentially ordinary people or foreign people, could be foreign investment. Capital inflows is a massive thing, especially in the US. Say if I invest myself 4.8%, that is pretty much the government borrowing money off me and then giving me a 4.8% return year on year, right? So, as we saw the 4.8% digit come through sort of the start of the year towards January, we're seeing very high yields. So, in other words, bonds weren't selling in the US and they wanted to get them sold. How can they get them sold? Increase the yield, right? Lower the price of actual bonds and then increase, which will inevitably increase the yield to try and get some form of investment. But obviously this is sort of fucked the US. Why? Because they're about 300 or like $30 trillion in debt or some shit, right? And that will only keep growing as growth isn't coming up. Okay, so growth is coming down. But obviously in terms of debt is going up. So debt is going up. This is our debt. And then our GDP, our gross domestic product, is going down, okay? So this is obviously causing a very difficult time for the US economy because obviously they don't really want to be paying back higher price on these yields, or on these bonds, should I say, in terms of yields, because obviously they're going to see themselves in deeper debt. Right now, the US isn't growing as an economy. I definitely think it's much more of a longer-term plan that Trump has for the US economy in terms of bringing manufacturing right back to the US, in terms of cars, in terms of pharmaceuticals, in terms of tech. I'll put AI in the same bracket. If they want to get that sort of back to America and get a lot more manufacturing money and a lot more outflows in terms of input into an economy, they really want to see lower interest rates, just so they can get a little bit more growth. Lower interest rates will allow a lot of companies to invest in, one, the US economy, and two, actually get higher yields. If we see higher yields, then you can see a lot more people jumping into the US investments. They're seeing we're not going to see the best capital inflows in terms of the US at the moment. Mainly for the US, we're just going to see really good numbers and data throughout the years, and then we'll see capital inflows come through. Most investment is coming towards the euro. Economy's doing great. Bonds are doing great. But yeah, let's see how EG does for the rest of the day. See if it continues down or finally has that move up. Mate, if you can read is that the Singaporean dollar and the what? Singaporean, I'm assuming that's a Singaporean dollar. Yeah, Singaporean dollar and what? KHX. Oh, is that the South Korea, or is that North Korean something? What is that? Okay. What the fuck? Wait, what is that, bro? What even is that? Bro, is that North Korea? What's their currency called? It's also with an X. North Korean currency. What is their currency? Won. Okay, is it South Korea then? No, it can't be South Korea. What fucking bad that is North Korea, isn't it? Yes, Dark Side. How's it going, bro? Okay. No, it's not. It's not South Korea. What badge is that, bro? What country is that? Is that Cambodia? Yeah, that's Cambodia, isn't it? Cambodia currency. Cambodian real. That is Cambodia's flag, hello? Yeah, that's Cambodia, right? Singapore and Cambodia. Bro, why is their currency named KHX if it's called Cambodian real? That's weird. And yeah, I'm not fucking analysing that, Jesus Christ. 3,000 Singaporean dollars to a Cambodian real is crazy. Just know that's Kevin. Who was able to get any shorts today, man? That was really nice with the pound news coming out. If you, it was quite late. I think entries were like 9:30, weren't they? 9:45. Yeah, entries were like 9:45. I mean, there's no 5-minute fair value gap after only there. But if you was able to get that, nice. Yeah, just switch accounts. Yes, Kevin, what were you saying? I tell you what, I will actually analyse the Singaporean dollar and the Cambodian real. Bearing in mind, at the moment, Cambodia nearly went to war with Thailand, and the current situation between Thailand and Cambodia is pretty much the war stopped, right? So there was nearly going to be a war between Thailand and Cambodia. There wasn't a war. There was nearly a war. They had a ceasefire, I'm pretty sure. So I think there must have been some form of war between them, innit? I think there's been some type of war. Not a massive war, innit? But they've had a ceasefire, and after that ceasefire, the Thai soldiers, they didn't know that that peace deal was made. And by that time, they found Cambodian soldiers in Thailand. They arrested them, had them as prisoners, and that pissed off Cambodia. So I'm not too sure what's going to happen now, but I mean, that's a bit fucked. But I mean, it's not really Thai's fault. If they didn't know that the deal was coming through, I'm sure they can agree on something. But for me, I'd say Cambodian dollar, the Cambodian, whatever the fuck it's called, for me, is obviously quite weak. Especially because of that conflict between Thailand. Cambodia is not a very investable country, bearing in mind. Singapore is. So when you look at capital inflows, you're going to see way more investment into... I mean, I think the only thing Cambodia have, really, is sort of import potentials and export potentials in terms of Asia. Bearing in mind, they're right at the bottom of Southeast Asia, next to Thailand. Let's have a little look. Let me have a look at ChatGPT. I'm just trying to use any knowledge I've got of Cambodia and Singapore in my head in order to actually dictate where we're going. But I reckon I can actually dictate where we're going for any currency. So let's challenge myself, eh? Okay, well, there is a slight problem. A slight problem. Where are the candles? Where are the candles? Alright, this is the price action we're working with, lads. In fact, they just look like specks of shit on my screen. Like, I'd like, you know what I'm saying? I give it a little lick and that could potentially just be a bit of dirt on my screen. That's all that looks like. But yeah, that's the price action we're working with. I'd say bullish, though. The reason why I'd say bullish, the Singaporean economy is way more investable. I mean, realistically... We've had price... I can't believe I'm actually analysing this, bro. But realistically, right, we've had price come from our low to our high point here. I want to see external liquidity get taken. I want to see the Singaporean dollar come up. Cambodia is definitely going to come bearish. It's an uninvestable country in regards to... pardon me. In regards to Singapore. In regards to Singapore. So yeah, for me, I want to look at external highs get swept. External highs would, well, high should I say, would be this low, would be that high. Okay, yeah, weekly's giving us more. Monthly. All right, some really nice price action here, boys. Apparently, we've only been analysing the Singaporean dollar to Cambodian real for the last 2 months. So, got Thor's hammer there. Go on the 1 minute time frame. Here we go. We're getting a little bit more information here. The minimum time frame, bro. I'm pretty sure. The market's only open every 15 minutes. Price only moves every 15 minutes. like at the bare minimum. Where's price before that? Is it down? Bro. Why is that a fucking thing then? What was Singaporean dollar again? SGD. I mean, Singaporean dollar's weak as Ray. KHX. No, it's not even a chart. Not even a chart. What the fuck is this currency? South Korean won. Or is that North Korea? Or is that just Korea? Is Korea a country? It's not, is it? Yeah, it's South Korean one. Is Korea a country? Is Korea a country? Yes. Oh, Korea is a country. What? What does their flag look like? That's South Korea. Is Korea a country? Yes, Korea is a country, which historically refers to the Korean Peninsula. It became a unified... Okay. But split into two separate countries in 1948. Oh, okay. So, no. Why give me the answer? Why in big on my screen would you put yes? And then tell me how it's not a country? You fuck! Look at this, lads. Is Korea a country? Yes, Korea is a country, which historically refers to the Korean Peninsula. It became a unified state in 1918, but split into two separate countries in 1948. So the definitive answer is no, then? Mate, this is why you just have to use Google. If you use Microsoft Bing, man, you probably are gay. And yes, I'm using it, and no, I'm not gay. And no, I'm not Vicar, and I'm bloody not gay. That's facts. Can we ban this Kevin guy? What, Kevin from the Pre-London? Just the Kevin from the Pre-London? Or is it some other child? Kevin is your too, dog, you or something. Yeah, ooh, time you out. Alrighty, time him out. Yeah. Get timed out. Bully King, stop getting timed out like a child. Stop getting put in a corner. Why can't you just behave yourself? I agree with you, Mehmet, on the EU shorts. Oh, is he gone? Little cunt. Give me two other currencies, boys. Give me two other countries. I would say Singaporean dollar against the Cambodian real buys. I'd say longs, 100%. In terms of the economies, I'd say definitely favourable investment via Singapore. A lot of business is done over in Singapore. Bearing in mind, I think Singapore have got like one of the best bankings in the world. They've got one of the best economies in the world, really. Bearing in mind, Singapore come from fuck all. Singapore is one of those countries that has seriously come from fuck all. And is built into one of the strongest economies in the world, which is nuts. Nigerian dollar. Is it the Nigerian dollar? Nigerian dollar against what? Oh, it's Naira, sorry. Nigerian Naira, that's it. The Rwandan rock currency. What? Are we in fuck? Is this cowboy time, lads? Wait, what? Sorry, what? It also is this. I've got a fucking keyboard for that. Why is that? Oh, mate, so I'm impressed you actually analysed SGD KHX. Bro, I can do an analysis. I can't speak, that's for sure. Speak and writing, I can't do. I can analyse any economy, though. That is got to be autism. There's got to be a splash of autism in me, man. Got to be. Because what the fuck? But I'm one of those autistic people who know they're autistic. You know, autistic people that don't know they're autistic, and they're even more autistic because they don't know they're autistic. I don't even know if I'm autistic or not, to be fair. I don't think I am. But I think that's what would make me more autistic if I was autistic, because I didn't know I was autistic type shit. But yeah. Nose K. What? Is that a fucking currency, bro? No, give me so what? Nigerian. You gotta bear in mind in Nigeria they've got like their inflation's like fucking bare high, innit? Let's have a look at their inflation. Let's ask ChatGPT. Their inflation's meant to be bare high. 25% inflation. Inflation is above 25%, with food inflation even higher. Prices of essentials are soaring, putting pressure on the average Nigerian household, causing FX instability, subsidy removals, and logistic costs. So, yeah, that is awful. Massive currency crisis. Bearing in mind, I'm pretty sure the Naira's lost a lot of value over the time. Let's just look at the Nigerian Naira, actually. Or Naira, whatever the fuck it's called. But yeah, I knew their inflation was high, but 25% is their minimum inflation, and food and essentials is higher. Bro, that is nuts. Can I just look at the index for the Naira, or do I have to fucking look at it against something? Just look at it against the euro. Yeah, very bearish. Fucking hell, very bearish. So again, I'd think anything against the Nigerian currency would be shorts. I would short the Nigerian currency over pretty much anything. In terms of what was the other currency we was going to do it with? EU buyers, what you thinking? I wouldn't say right now, bro, but I do want to see price come below the Friday 50 in order for us to buy. We're nowhere. I'll say we're nowhere near it. We're not. I mean, we are kind of nowhere near it, really. But yeah, looking for the move up. Oh, Bigfoot is the Khabib guy. Yeah. Bigfoot's he won one of the 25k accounts a few months ago, I think. What one of you man watches EastEnders or Coronation Street or Emmerdale on there, bruv? Are them shows still going? They must still be going. Them shows have been about for donkeys. Yeah, currency's not really moved. How's our US 30 done? Did a nice push up. Honestly, US 30 continued really, especially on that higher time frame. We've continued outside of this fair value, so I really want to see that move up. Don't know if the guy who's looking at Dow Jones is still here, but that's what I'll be looking at the buyers now. My mum used to force my whole family to watch EastEnders. I used to watch it when I was a youth, bruv. I actually used to watch that every single night. Mainly because my bedtime used to be, when I was a youth, it was 8 o'clock, right? So I would watch EastEnders and go to sleep. And I did that for like 5 years as a kid, bruv. Or something like that. Man, I used to love that shit. Mainly because it was like the only thing I could really do before I go to bed. Man, I used to Bro, I used to watch all of them, I think. I used to watch Coronation Street, Emmerdale, and EastEnders. And I must have been about fucking 6. 5, 6. Man, throughout that time, I was like 5 to about 10. Not 5, that's way too young. Like 6, 7, all the way up to I was probably about like 10, 11, 12. Man, I used to love that shit. I don't know why that come into my head, bro. I'm not going to lie. I don't know why that randomly come into my head. What's your strategy? My strategy is well, I was about to say ACG, bro. What the fuck? My strategy is ALG, by the Asia Liquidity Grab. I trade London session and European session 7 till 10. Trying to get essentially a sweep from the high, trades down to the low, vice versa, depending on bias. I also use the Friday range as a nice equilibrium for a premium / discount trade, so a nice PD array. Also quite heavy on my fundamentals, higher time frame, macro perspective, very much a fundamental user, and a sort of an intraday perspective, same thing. Yeah, that's sort of how I trade, bro. But I mean, I'm live every single day, Yams, bro. So you want to come in here every single day, you'll see how I trade. I don't trade New York session personally. I just trade London session. So if you do want to see how we trade during London, jump on at 9 o'clock. Lou's normally on live about 8:30, 9. And I'm live to my members at 6:30 to 8:30. But boys, remember, tomorrow's Friday. So tomorrow, I'll be live streaming in the Discord to every one of the to everyone in the Discord. There's about 8.5k people in there. Get in there, boys, if you want to get a bit of pre-analysis on a Friday. Our last Friday trade, EG, smashed about like 4R. Let's see if we can get another juicy trade tomorrow. Could be another EG buy. We'll see what comes through. Maybe some gold trades. We'll see. But make sure you're in the Discord for that. Again, that's for the free members, so you ain't got to pay for fuck all. I'll be on the charts 2 hours in the morning. Even if no one's there, boys, I'll still be there for 2 fucking hours. So come if you want to, boys. Get a nice bit of pre-analysis. Get ready for the markets. There's nothing worse than jumping on the charts and not knowing what the fuck you're doing. And not understanding the bias. Because realistically, there's always a bias. Even if that bias might be bullish, bearish, or untradeable. But there's going to be a bias. Yes. That's literally what I do. It's what I like to hear, brother. ALG to my sack turns grey, bro. You know that move. That's the motion we're on, man. ALG to my testicles no longer sit at like a significant height. It's just now sort of lowered and grey. The fuck is wrong with me, bro? Yeah, it's dark. How we doing, my boy? Hope we are pleasant on this afternoon, man. What's the time now? 20 to 3. I want to see some more PA come through. Mate, this is long. I should have used a bigger cut for the stencil. Taking so long to... Oh, no way. I think you said a comment. I missed it. I think I just lost IQ listening to you then. Mate, my CNC been cutting this stencil for customer for about 3 hours, bruv. What? Fucking hell. What's it made out of, Stu? Is it made out of fucking reinforced concrete? Did you look at GJ today, Mace? No entry, but good setup and bias. Yeah, very good, bro. Shane, it was lovely for the move down, move up. Same with EG. Like, from a hindsight perspective, it was really nice. I mean, you wouldn't have traded it personally. Selling against the euro for me is a bit silly, especially when we do have an interest rate cut. But as we know, on print, it's sort of opposite to what the bias will be. I've got my old lady FaceTiming me. Let's see what she wants. Hello, darling.
Hello, what are you doing?
Just a hell of a lot of cocaine, man. What about you?
Oh, well, I've just been for a walk.
Oh. Cocaine, walk, similar?
Yeah, thought you might like to go to Tesco's.
What? Say that again? You thought I would like to go to Tesco's?
Yes.
Are you losing your mind?
No,
No, do you want me to come with you? Is that what you're asking?
No, I just didn't know whether you fancied a ride out and I'll buy you some new pants.
Buy me some new... Nan, first of all, I've washed my garms now. I need you to come round and do some ironing though.
What, not right now?
Well, not right now.
You want the car tomorrow, don't you?
Yes, we're playing golf.
So if
Thing.
I come round tomorrow morning, I can do your ironing.
Yeah, thank you. I've got Zoot waiting for you now.
Oh, right. Oh. I've come all over dizzy already.
Oh, you minx.
So I take it you don't want to go shopping?
Yeah, I'll go with you. Sorry, wait, did you offer to buy me pants? Not only offer to buy me pants, but offer to buy me pants from Tesco?
Yeah, that's all right.
How am I going to fit my cock and balls and my ass in a pair of Tesco pants then?
Oh, they do great big ones for big boys.
Oh, they're called nappies, Nan. They're called nappies.
Do you fancy going?
Yes, we'll go. Yeah, we'll go. Only if I'm driving though, Nan. Can't be.
Yeah, but I don't want you flying along like some loony bin.
I won't, and I don't. Yeah, you drive too slow, Nan. In fact, that's probably more dangerous driving that slow.
No, bullshit. Right, so I've took Lola out to do her poos and
To
what
do her
have you.
business, yeah.
I've just eaten a peanut butter sandwich
Oh, look at you.
and had a cup of tea. So shall I drive round now? or
Yeah, come on
is it
then.
busy now?
Yeah, I made a banana cake for you,
Ooh.
or bread, whatever it's called.
Oh. Not got hokey pokey in it, has it?
There might be a bit of cannabis in there, Nan. If you do come over and turn for the worst, then blame it on someone else, not me. But no, there's no there's no weed in there. I can put weed in there if you want.
No, I'll tell you what happened to my friend Sheila, shall I?
Go on, hit me.
When she was married to Mickey Wilson,
Yeah, giving out
he made
full
this,
government names, yeah.
he made this cake, right? And he put, what's it in it? She was rushed to, no, it's not funny.
She was rushed to hospital.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Why?
Well, the effect it had on her, she couldn't breathe, nothing.
She couldn't breathe.
No. And there must have been some other problems, but
That weren't weed, Nan. She couldn't breathe.
yeah, but I don't know whether she was on any sort of medication, but Ron give him a good hiding.
What? Rod?
Yeah. Yeah. Because she phoned one night and she was at Clacton.
Yeah.
Now, how many blokes would do this?
Ah, you told me. He drove. Didn't he drive all the way there?
Yeah.
I think you tell me every story about 3 or 4 times.
Well, I forget, I'm getting old.
You're not that old, are you?
How many blokes would do that?
Minimal then. Minimal.
What's the matter with the tops of your... They look red.
I've got my eyebrows done. Do you think I look good?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Who done them?
Brookelina.
Oh, right. Oh, you was lucky.
Very lucky. Right, now I'll see you in a bit. Yeah, I've got to go.
Get that funny fag out your gob.
It's a tee. It's a golf tee. I'm not budded
Oh,
indoors.
that's all
Don't worry.
Right. I'll be round in a little bit.
All right then. Love you.
Love ya.
Bye.
Ta-ta.
What a lady, eh? What a lady. I would Nana MMFX. Sorry, what? What, Stu? What do you mean by that? Would you like to lose your head? It can be arranged. It can be arranged. Big boy pants. He needs to go on Mama and Papa's for his size. Get up the new. Essentially, yeah, boys. I've been on my dolos. My mum and that have been on holiday for like, I'm not sure. I smoked too much weed to really know, but I've been living on my own, and I forgot about washing clothes. I forgot you had to do that. So I've got like no pants. I've got like no garms. I fuck you not, boys. I would show you if I went on YouTube, but bro, I haven't wore pants for the last like 4 days. I've had dick in wind, bro, for like 4 days. Forget like. I've actually now done a bit of washing. It's done. But it's got to be ironed. Man, fuck being a woman. Like, in all seriousness, they've, like, bro, fuck all that shit. Washing clothes, putting it on the line, getting it off the line, and then fucking ironing it. Bruv. Why in society do we not think, bruv, why don't we just walk around with crinkly clothes? That would be way easier. Don't have to iron it. Ironing probably takes I don't know. I've never tried to iron, and I refuse to try it, because... yeah, it's not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen. And she just offered to buy me pants from Tesco. You just know your dick ain't going to feel nice in that bit of material, man. And I'm not going to lie, I'm thick as fuck when it comes to ass. I've got booty, so I can't really fit in pants like that. I've got to get proper boxer shorts to fit my cock and balls and ass into something. Type shit. Anyway. Now I've explained that. Innit, what do you mean by that, Stu? But I also read that and realised how I looked. What did you actually mean? Stu is probably the same age as well. Oh, that's a boyman from Skull. Yes, Skull, bro. What we saying, my boy? How we doing, man? What we saying? But you know what? I thought about this the other day, right? I feel like I'm bare lucky, right? There's so many people in this world, and it's quite sad, really, that have, like, grandparents and shit and don't really get to see them as much before they die or speak to them before they die. And I think that's so sad, man. And I think one of the biggest benefits of becoming a trader is that you've got so much free time to go ahead and be with those people. Like, bare man don't see their, like, family members in, like people, the last time some people saw their nan, it's probably been like fucking like a week, a month, a year, stuff like that. Especially if you move out the country. I feel like one of the biggest benefits of trading for me and the way I've done it is, bro, I can spend bare time with my nan and shit. And I love my nan. My nan's hilarious. Proper East End girl, she's brilliant, man. Bare funny conversations. She's got memories going all the way back from when she was a kid, which is fun. Mate, I'd sit there and listen to them for time. But do you know what I mean? Yeah, look, Stu, going out with my nan tomorrow. Bro, how many people are going to be at work tomorrow? Like, I'd say that's one benefit I can massively take from being a trader. That's not a real financial gain. It's more of a time gain, right? That's what it brings, that time. Now I'm just going to fuck off to Tesco's and be with my nan for a bit, man. Brilliant. And I love that shit, man. I love that shit. A lot of people don't get to experience that before their grandparents die, so I'll be real, I'm grateful as shit for that. But I just want to tell you, and boys, like for an example, I was on live the other day, right? And my nan was just in here talking for me. I was on stream the whole time. She was in here talking to me for like an hour, man. Do you know how great it is to have a conversation with your nan? You learn bare shit from old people as well, man. They've got knowledge from fucking near enough a century ago. Do you know what I mean? Like, so man, I love it. But again, it's one of those benefits you don't realise before. Like, you mainly just think about the financial gain, but Forex or trading and that brings so much more to your life than just fucking money. And that's what I love about it, man. I love it. When we're going to get the content of you sitting with Nano FX showing how to read market structure, bro, that'd be so funny. She would probably have a brain aneurysm before we actually complete the video, though. Who the fuck irons their pants, bro? If you've got an East End nan, she'll iron your pants, bro. Bro, if you've got an East End nan, she'll iron your socks. My nan irons everything. Everything. She'll iron socks, pants, Bro, if I had a thong, I bet she would iron it. Do you know what I'm saying? If I had a butt plug, I bet she would iron it. Okay, they're going too far. But you get the point. They just love ironing shit. Everything has to be ironed. Bro, if I had like a fucking... Like, bro, my nan probably irons fucking bras and shit. That video would bang. I do need to do that, actually. I feel like that would be so funny. But one of those benefits you don't realise until after, lads. And I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful. Yeah, we've got the calm before the storm now. We're slowing down in PA, which does for me signal that we are going to continue up. We'll sort of come back and retrace back up. Same with GU, same with VU, same with DXY, etc, etc. Which is going to be perfect. But boys, I'm going to jump off now. What I literally just said, boys, keep that in mind, man. Just remember, it's not all about making money in trading. There's so many other benefits it can bring. So don't stop just because you lost motivation to make money and stuff like that. Get motivated by other stuff. You could have 2 cameras on. She has her own face cam. Would be jokes. That would be bare funny, man. That would be so funny. That would be painful as shit, though, I feel like. But boys, I'm going to jump off now. I'll see you, man, tomorrow. I'll be live in the free chat at 6:30 to 8:30 to everyone. So get in the Discord. I'm going to be streaming in the morning for 2 hours. We'll all get some nice pre-market analysis. And we'll see what trades we can get tomorrow. Friday normally sometimes gives us some really nice positions, sometimes don't. We'll see what comes. But boys, I love you all. And I'll see you, man, tomorrow, man. Don't place any stupid fucking trades.